is a musical episode of Loathsome Things, and this is how music works, or so I've heard. It's Loathsome Things, a horror movie podcast where Josh can't keep rhythm and John can. John, how are you today?
Oh, I'm doing good. I've got blue balls today.
Oh, is that are those Benoit balls? What's whoa, okay. What's
They're laundry balls, apparently. That do absolutely nothing.
Laundry balls.
Yeah, they're great.
Do you throw those in when one launders one pillow to make it not mishappen?
Thou hast ein misshapen pillow. You're supposed to put it in the dryer. Them. Them.
Yeah.
And apparently the little knobbies on there are supposed to just roll around and somehow de-wrinkle your clothes. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't work.
Did you get them? Listener, you can't see this, but John is pretending that they are his giant fly eyeballs.
Fly balls.
Did you get them at Goodwill? Because, sir, those puppies look like they've been chewed on by puppies.
Probably the cat has gotten to them. They're just...
Oh, it's just a camera shadow. Like, from here it looked like the tip of each one was covered in old brown mouth snot. Oh, yeah. That looks pleasurable.
Oh, man, this is a good time.
It's right. It's Loathsome Things, the multi-sensory podcast experience.
That you can
It's not
only
just
hear.
a podcast. You can hear, but if you close your eyes and just walk around with your hands out in front of you, you might be able to feel it a little bit too.
Yeah, but pretty much just hear.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit of hearing. And speaking of hearing, why have we done this today?
Today, we have opted to do this so that we might be able to discuss a wee film by the name of Sound of Violence, which I think was 2023, if I remember. I didn't look real quick, but
2021.
2021, like I had said. And it's directed by Bill Nokia, I believe his name is.
Yeah, I think his name is Knob New York Guy?
That's it. It's Mr. Do 2 horror movies and then go straight to drama. One of those guys.
It's Alex Noyer, and in case you missed it, there's a moment, blink and you'll miss it, in this film where a promotional poster for a documentary that he produced appears.
This is true.
So
808, baby. Which,
oh man,
I didn't look it up. I'm assuming it's about the history of the 808 drum machine, I would gather.
Oh, and how it, for oopsie daisies created technical music or something.
Yeah.
Electronic music, maybe?
Sure. No
one had done electronic music before the 808 is basically what I'm saying.
That's correct. If you needed this sound on all your recordings, you got an 808.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sound really good.
They sound really good. That's why they're kept under glass in a record store where they have old theremins set up that, yes, you can play, but be careful, she's an old lady.
Just in case you have a record store being run by Ramon. He looks like Ramon to me.
Oh, that record store, yeah.
The record store, yeah, not the music store, sorry.
Yeah, the music store, yeah. I guess that is. One's a record store, one's a music store. One is nice and one is horrible.
Yes, that's okay. He gets his.
Just, you stay back there, Ramon, and don't you pretend to be a tenor or whatever it is later.
Wow. Amazing.
Amazeballs. Speaking of amazeballs, This movie stars the acting and musical stylings of none other than Jasmine Savoy Brown as Alexis.
Yep. Fine job.
She did great. She is in The Leftovers. She's a more recent entry into the Scream franchise.
Yep.
And is probably most known as one of the teenagers in Yellow Jackets.
That's right. She does a great job in Yellow Jackets. Yeah, she's in Scream 6, 7, and then Scream, which is also part 8.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I wasn't really sure where it fit in the numeration, but I love it whenever it's a sequel, but we just renamed it the same thing. Sometimes it works, but usually it doesn't work.
I can safely say that of the entire franchise, I've only seen Scream and Scream.
Nice. I can say with some certainty that of the entire franchise, I saw Scream and whatever one was loaded up on the airplane I was on that one time.
And I think it's safe to add that I hated both films.
Yeah. I just don't like Scream.
I don't get the Scream franchise. Maybe I'm too old. I don't see how age would somehow preclude you from liking it, since I like all kinds of dumb shit. But there's just something about that first movie just did nothing for me, and I never watched any of the others. And then I was like, all right, I'll watch this one. Fuck it. And I watched it, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
And it pretty much just references all the others, so I felt like I didn't need to see those, and I have no intention of doing so.
Yeah, the one that I saw on the airplane was just super self-referential, where they were even using their own storylines that they experienced in the previous films, as well as the in-universe movie series based on their life, which only exists in an actual series, as ways of trying to solve who there was killing. It's just not worth it. I mean, really, any movie franchise that starts off with you having to watch Drew Barrymore have a phone conversation for a long time is not gonna be a winner. But apparently it's made, like, millions of dollars or whatever for people, so yay capitalism.
It's a huge inroad to horror films for the millennials, I believe. I mean, they seem to fucking this and that and the Saw franchise. They fucking love that shit. I don't know what those people are dumb. Fuck 'em.
Yeah, they can just eat that shit up.
Yeah, those guys can fuck off.
Yeah, those guys can dry your balls.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're interested in the musical stylings of Jasmine Savoy, you can find her music on Spotify. She has 3 songs, but by the time this episode is out, she will have 4 songs.
Oh man, that's a pretty impressive. That's a 33% increase in her outtake.
It's pretty good, you know?
Yeah.
Especially consider those first 3 came out in like 2021 and 2022. So it's been like 2 years of a musical desert for Jasmine Savoy listeners. Oh,
well, welcome back, Jasmine. It's great to have you back. I won't listen to them anyway, though. So
yeah, it's fine. If you were going to listen to one, I'd recommend Orange Wine. It's kind of a jam. It's not bad. It's a little jazzy, highly sexual. It's all about the fucking and the not fucking.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the yin and yang, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. The dry and the wet. The orange and the wine. Yes.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's real good. This movie also features Lily Simmons, who, if you look at her face and think to yourself, who's that? Maybe you know her as the Amish sex haver Rebecca from the TV show Banshee.
I wouldn't know. I didn't watch Banshee, but she looks familiar. So I looked her up, and I still didn't know who she was. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, for some reason, we have comedic Swiss Army knife Brian Husky as a music professor. I don't know what he was doing in this film, but God bless him. He's amazing, and he's in every single TV show that you love for anywhere between 1 and 62 episodes.
Yeah. I guess he was between Sonic commercials.
That's right. Nice. Do we need to warn the people about the, implied grotesque violence, but not super on-screen grotesque violence?
Yeah, it's gory, but not gore. I mean, there's a lot of blood, but you don't, yeah, that's true. You don't really see the actual violence itself. You see, the movement, like somebody moving, doing something violent, but you don't see the implement causing the damage. You just kind of see the after effects, sort of, but not like blood. You just see a lot of blood, basically. So, but having said that, yeah, it's a little bit murder sledish. So there's some creative kills, which are very welcomed, and some interesting. This movie is dark as shit.
Yeah. It is. But yeah, I think this gets full marks for the murder sled. It is, without that element, this movie sucks.
Yeah, that's true. It's I've said this before, but on here, but I mean, I put off watching this movie for a long time, and then I just said fucking watched it one day, and I was really surprised how much I liked it. Because I was expecting it to just be terrible, but it's like you said, I mean, without the violence, it could be terrible, but the violence makes it fun. It doesn't, because it's one of those movies that could easily appear as though it's taking itself way too seriously with the subject matter. Yeah. But it's so fucking just silly. I mean, the whole cop thing is so badly handled. It's just like an afterthought, just tacked on that. They just magically, every time she does something terrible, they just magically show up.
Yeah.
It's just and they never are able to track her down. She books studio time and kills someone, and they can't figure out who did it. What?
So, I don't know, man. She poured bleach on the soundboard. We couldn't possibly tell who rented out this space.
When she kills the bum, There's a speaker cabinet, an amplifier, guitar speaker cabinet sitting on the ground that I guess is supposed to be what she's using to amplify the sound, but it's not plugged in.
Yeah.
So it's what the fuck is that doing there?
Yeah.
There's just little things like that I found annoying.
The movie does not hold together. It's actually very street trash-like in a lot of ways, including the doesn't matter cop element. The fact that nothing holds together in any way, and at the end of it, you're left with why did any of that just happen? Oh well, it was fun, I guess.
I think I just watched Timu Maud. What is it? Saint Maud? Timu Saint Maud.
Timu Saint Maud. Nice. I wasn't sure where you were going with it, but it was worth the journey.
Yeah, apparently I wasn't either.
Nice.
I pulled it together.
Ah, right at the end, just like this podcast always attempts to do.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna get into it, and then we'll wrap it up in a gross, fleshy bow.
Oh, sounds delightful. I can't wait.
All right, so child Alexis is deaf and has a great relationship with her mom, who lets her play music real loud so she can feel the music through the speakers. Alexis also has a brother who doesn't matter.
No shit. Oh my god. Yes.
Alexis's dad comes home from 2002 Iraq, but he's not well anymore. Huh! I wonder what happened over there. Too bad we don't know or care. One night, while feeling her jams through the speakers of her boombox, she feels a juddery shuddering going throughout the whole house, which doesn't make sense, and travels downstairs to find her dad PTSDing a knife into her mom over and over and over again. So the logical next step is, of course, for child Alexis to slaughter Daddy with a meat tenderizer directly into his brain.
I love that he turns around and just kind of sits there and looks at her.
Yeah.
It's like, you probably could have stopped her, dude. You had like 3 or 4 seconds there, but I guess, you know, that PTSD is a real bummer.
He has selective PTSD.
I'm feeling pretty good right, Bash.
Oops. Upon the infliction of the either, it is the experience of it's not that he's experiencing pain, and it's not that she's inflicting pain, it's something else. It's not really certain, but she then, the child deaf Alexis experiences euphoric synesthesia, and the world around her lights up in like pinks and blues and yellows from what you would expect from a 2021 movie where we'd seen Mandy and wasn't that a good movie. And she's outside and the cops are talking to her, and now there's more blood all over her, and so we get the idea that she kept, splattering around in Daddy's brain cavity. She's also narrating at this point, and she talks about how she wants to, she wanted to recapture that super good feeling that she had.
Don't forget, it restored her hearing, because she was deaf up until that point, right?
I mean, maybe they didn't say that it restored her hearing. It's just she had a degenerative hearing loss situation where she couldn't hear, and then she killed her father with a meat tenderizer into his brain and had euphoric synesthesia, and then now it's the present and she's an adult who can hear mostly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but really well when she hurts people. And then there's no explanation as to what the intervening years in her life. Like she's a child with hearing loss who bashes her dad's skull in, and then, I don't know, 15 years later, whatever, she's suddenly a young adult who can hear and hasn't taken advantage of this ear boner skill that she has for like 15 years.
Well, that's not true, because near the end of the movie, we do find out that she was torturing children at the orphanage.
Oh, that's right. Oh, how soon I forget.
And recording it on her iPod?
Yep. That's it. That's the long and short of it.
Or something. It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, it's not real clear. We don't know what's going on. Even she's okay, so yeah, she's a temporarily non-deaf music student / music teacher / DJ / music technology cutting edge pioneer experimental lesbian kind of
vintage RV liver.
Yeah, but she lives in her vintage RV in a garage, which was the entirety of her inheritance, but then also has a roommate who creates music box technology. It's like you can record 4 things at once with you just flip the toggle switches, and then you can get raw sound goey innies. It's good.
Oh man, it's super high tech. She also is boning Mick Jagger's son.
Is that Mick Jagger's son?
Yes.
Oh, he's got the bones like Jagger. What a horrible man.
He looks like him.
Yeah, he does.
I know. I was like, what is up with this guy, and why does he look like Mick Jet? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And it was.
That guy came out of Mick Jagger's pants.
I'm sure many people did.
Oh, no. Yeah, I like that he has a British accent and his name is Duke. It's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's right, Duke. I don't know. It made no sense, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. He does not matter to the story even a little, other than to be a source of jealousy, which didn't need to exist.
Didn't need to exist. He turns out to just basically be a red shirt.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Sing.
So adult Alexis and her crush, Marie, make new musical contraptions together, and then between S&M sound recording sessions and teaching a class on the universal language of percussion, Alexis begins to experience momentary hearing loss as her condition deteriorates. We find out that her condition is fragile and she's going to lose all of her hearing from a very I told you so style phone conversation with a doctor, and also one time a guy gets handsy with her on the street, and so she pushes him into the road where he is obliterated by a car, and she has her synesthetic euphoria. Also, at one point, the professor talks about synesthesia and how it's very, very important, and then his class begins to make jokes as though they were 40-year-old men who have no idea what's funny.
Correct. I love that she pushes a guy in front of a car and he's like annihilated, and that's the end of that. There's no, the police don't question her, or if they do, it's not relevant. You know, it's not, she just pushed some guy in front of a car. It happens.
It happens. You know? I mean, I will say, to her sake, and for the movie's sake, his friends were there, they saw it happen, and they were like, dude, leave her alone, you're such a piece of shit. And she was like, dude, leave me alone, you're such a piece of shit. And he's like, come on, let me grasp thine tittas. And then she just kind of like shoves him away, and an entire truck makes him obliterate into nothing.
Let me grab thine tittas.
Yeah. And we also don't know, like, was this, like, a triggering event where she was like, oh, I could just kill more people? It seems like it, because she seemed surprised that he died. Like, it was like a little bonus one. But it doesn't match up with anything else. It doesn't make any fucking sense. This movie doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, so then it goes back to the, okay, she was torturing kids in her group home, which they, by the way, let her out of, which I don't understand. Because, you know, she got ear boners out of it, but somehow never occurred to her until she pushed a Mr. Hansy in front of a vehicle, that the sensation is even stronger if the person dies.
Yeah.
I mean, her deductive reasoning is pretty much non-existent.
Oh, she's real smart. Smart enough to know that if I play this one track I've been working on for my classroom full of idiots, they will think I'm neat.
And then when they don't like it, you have to break all the way down and run out of the classroom like a 5-year-old.
Yeah. It's a whole wild thing. She's like, oh, okay, well, next up, I'm going to escalate my situation straight from pushing a guy in front of a car to drugging a homeless man, strapping him into a chair, and hooking my MIDI board up to a Saw-style set of drum pedals where every time I hit a button on my MIDI board, a different torture implement cranks down and hurts the guy, including a hammer to the front of the brain, just getting that recapture of that childhood sensation. So then she proceeds to play a song that is primarily him getting stabbed, cut, and bludgeoned by torture pedals, but she's playing with the little speed, and that's obviously not going on. And then she takes the recording of that back home, and is listening to his screams as things are torturing his dying body, and plays a little like a piano melody on top of it that obviously goes together.
Yeah.
And she left all of that music equipment in the hobo murder room because her entire inheritance was an RV and a garage that her parents left to her, and she just has enough disposable income to buy and abandon musical equipment galore.
Yeah, it's like she has a dentist chair and like all these robotic arms and a whole shit ton of musical gear that she's touching constantly, by the way, but apparently the police just this is before they were able to take fingerprints back in 2021.
Yeah, 2021 when just spray some bleach on it and it's fine.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah. Now, all of this makes it sound like this isn't the most amazing scene in the world, but it kind of is. Because you're just watching this movie, and you're like, oh, okay, she's got childhood trauma, she's the death thing, the synesthetic euphoria, and she kills people, does the good thing. And then all of a sudden, she just pulls out this amazing torture implement out of nowhere, and you've never seen anything like it, and it doesn't make a goddamn lick of sense, and it's awesome.
It's like, oh, okay, my mistake. I thought this was a really bad, like, trying really hard to be hip teen thriller movie or something, but no, it turns out it's schlock.
Yeah.
Thank God.
It is pure, unadulterated schlock that, and this is why I love this movie, is it's not played for schlock. Like, if you gave this movie to any other director, there would be like cackling and wild antics and like zany sound effects, and instead this is played like serious, like full bore, like fucking A24 Ari Aster serious mode. But it is just hammy. She's like a mad scientist of music. It's top notch. It's just really great.
It is. It's great. Then the director makes no effort to make any of it make sense, because who fucking cares? And God bless him.
I know. I'm honestly looking forward to what Alex Noyer does next, because like I want to see what else do you have going. You weird New York piece of shit, I assume.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Bring it, Alex.
Bring it! She then hires a record shop douche for a music experiment where he's supposed to sing, and I guess since they could only use public domain songs, he sings the national anthem and then Amazing Grace.
I love that he tells her he's a tenor.
Yeah.
Someone told me I'm a tenor. And then he proceeds to sing really poorly.
Yeah, he's the worst. She hooks him up to electrodes and hooks those electrodes up to a theremin, possibly one from earlier in the movie where she just like went and it turned out can play Amazing Grace really good on the theremin. And I'll be honest, I didn't even really know that theremins worked like that. I didn't know that you could play notes. I kind of thought it was more just like a situation.
Yeah, some people do actually try to make melodies with them.
Nice. Well, she does that with the electrodes on his head. One of our best gore moments in here is him. He doesn't realize it, but instead of just sticking the electrodes on with the nice little, like, hospital adhesive, she has, like, crazy glued these electrodes onto his skin. So then once they start to hurt, he starts trying to peel them off and ends up, like, peeling the skin off of his entire forearm because...
Like a banana.
That is so accurate!
It's so disgusting.
So she has him doing Amazing Grace, and then she starts playing the theremin in time with it, and now she's controlling his voice with the theremin, and he's going like, ah, 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 as he's like he's banana peeling his skin off, trying to get these electrodes off, until she just grabs the top of the theremin antenna to make it go all the way, and his head explodes in the recording booth amazingly.
So good. So much blood. Splashes against the window. It's amazing.
It's so good. At this point, she apparently splashes the sound, like it's a full recording studio. She splashes everything with bleach, apparently, because the cops who have been onto her this whole time and have been having really uninteresting conversations with each other about her, they show up and they're like, oh yeah, there's all the electrodes, but they're not hooked up to anything except for, like, human debris. Weird. Then next, we're at an obnoxious art show where Alexis's crush Marie is there with her bone daddy Duke, and we see her hiding behind a wall that shouldn't work, and there's is it harpist? Is that what a harp player is called? A harpist? There's like a very fancy lady harpist there playing harp, surrounded by the just most obnoxious art that Alex Noyer could slap together on short notice.
Total shit.
Yeah, it's like one of them is a panel and it just says rehab. It's like, okay, get the fuck entirely out of here. And so Alexis is hiding behind a wall, and then like a schlocky movie villain peeks out from behind the wall and drops some poison into the harpist's awaiting wine glass.
Doink!
Like, okay, maybe she can hook up a MIDI board to some drum pedals in a way that would make that work. But we did not find out how she was able to figure out how to program a theremin to electrodes in such a way as to control the human nervous system. Okay? So now we're taking it up another level, where with this small dose of drink in the wine, the harpist becomes mind-controlled, where all she can do is play the harp. Meanwhile, Alexis also has an app on her phone, which she uses to activate the harp's built-in tune to razor sharpness feature that she put into the harp at some point. And so now, all of the strings on the harp are capable of slicing even the hardest cheddar cheese. And the harpist, who is mind-controlled by these drugs, there's not even button pushing on an app or anything. She is just now in you must play the harp mode, shaves the flesh from her fingers and arms while playing the Sharpie Sharp harp until people start freaking out. She takes the opportunity to peek out from around the wall just in time for Duke to catch a glimpse of her. And it doesn't matter. Yeah. No.
Nope.
Not even a bit. And so she ends up luring Duke away for reason, but then freaks out once he's there because she didn't want any of that to happen, and so she has to kill him. So she records herself obliterating all of the bones in his body with a sledgehammer. Has that really good, deep down feeling. Meanwhile, traumatized Marie is back at the apartment and picks up Alexis's old iPod and listens to the recording, apparently, of little Alexis enjoying herself while torturing a young fellow child. And so she goes to the RV garage. They end up having a heart-to-heart and then kiss and declaring their love for each other just before Marie spots Duke's obliterated body. Alexis says, "I wish you hadn't seen that," and explains that he's not dead, that he's part of her music now. and then she knocks Marie out. The cops are like all the way on the case, as in this movie's attempt to build tension, but it doesn't work. They're like, oh yeah,
No.
we've finally figured out it's her after all of the clues pointed to no one but her. And they're like, oh, but also Marie must be in trouble. So now the cops are combing the Los Angeles for her.
Yeah.
They spot her RV at a beach, so they're now descending on her position. But in the meantime, what she has done is she has surgically mounted an entire speaker system into Marie's body and then has released her onto a crowded beach where Marie just walks towards the ocean while a beating music track plays. And people at first think it's really neat, and then people start to freak out, and the sound of the music is drowning out Marie's cries for help, and then the cops show up, and the main cop lady, like, catches her before she falls, and sand gets into her wounds or something, and she says it's going to be alright. The whole time, Alexis has been listening with her headphones and watching this all play out like it's a really, really good thing. And then she seems to go deaf once and for all, and then walks away from the camera.
Yeah. And it may have sounded disjointed and hard to follow from the way that Josh was describing it, and that's because it is. I don't know if it's hard to follow, but it's definitely disjointed and makes no fucking sense. And you know what? It doesn't matter. It's still awesome. You know, for a movie that basically has no no followable plot, really, to speak of. It moves pretty quickly. I mean, it's you know, it doesn't really drag. It's pretty entertaining throughout. I mean, once you get past, well, I mean, the opening scene is stupid, but then it culminates in wonderful violence, and then, you know, there's a little bit of disposition, but not much, and then we just get to the crazy. It's great.
Yeah, it's better to watch than it is to analyze, you know? I wouldn't recommend watching this movie 3 times in close succession and trying to personally write a summary of it where you follow the different plot lines. Because, honestly, watching this through the first time, I didn't realize that it didn't make sense. But it was afterwards where I was like, wait a minute. The cop... This doesn't need to be here. This movie's just here to explain things. God damn it! And the Duke doesn't matter either. None of this is real.
Yeah, the cops literally have no bearing on the plot whatsoever. They're always late to the party, and even at the end, where they somehow magically are able to find the RV before she's even able to commit her crime or complete her crime, I guess.
Yeah.
They somehow aren't able to find her. She just walks away, and ultimately it doesn't matter. It's like, what? Why the fuck were the cops even there?
Yeah.
Like, if you compare it, like, say, like I was jokingly comparing the ending to Saint Maud because of the beach, blowout,
It's so good.
and there's no cops in that fucking movie. They don't need to be there. There's no reason. It's not about that. It's about, in that case, it's about the character, and this movie is very much about the character. But instead of, digging down deep into the character, he doesn't go that direction at all. He kind of just lays down some comic bookish, like, cartoonish foundation, and then it's just a setup for, like, schlocky kills, which is fucking awesome. I mean, what more could you want?
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what I could want. I want a goddamn sequel to this movie because she walks off into the sand. She's going somewhere, and I want part 2. With a budget. With a budget and no hearing. And she's gonna come back and she's gonna have, like, fucking Elon Musk Neuralink earbuds, and she can, like, hear, but it's not quite right, and so now she's gonna have to, like, have Elon Musk be able to tune her earbuds to the sound of murder. Like, yeah, let's go. I want it.
I am here for it.
Yes, Sound of Violence 2. Give it to me, but do you not dare put the word "the" at the front of that film.
Yeah, you fucking poser.
Yeah. I guess with the cops, it's really just... They probably wrote it without the cops. And then someone was like, well, yeah, but wouldn't the cops be investigating this whole time? And probably someone was like, you're right. That's how we'll get it to 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. It is based on a short film, so I guess that's quite possible.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. It's called some weird name like Guardian or something that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. But apparently he made a short film and thought, wow, this is great. Let's expand this into 90 minutes.
Yeah. What else could I add to make it take longer?
I know. Murder sleds.
I mean, Alex Noyer, I don't hate you, but I probably would if I met you, but thank you for making this awesome murder sled movie. I have no reason to believe that you're an enormous douchebag, but I can only assume that you're an enormous douchebag with great taste in murder sleds. That finale scene with her, like the speakers coming out of her, they play it makes me so angry because you only barely get to see it sometimes. Most of the time you're just seeing a close-up of a speaker that's like gushing blood, but then every once in a while you get a little bit of it. I don't know why they made that choice, but I really wanted to like see it because I feel like it would make a good shot. Also, it'd probably make a badass action figure if you could actually hook it up to your phone as a Bluetooth.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, someone make that.
Yeah, I'll put that next to my medallion from To the Devil a Daughter.
Oh, yes, and a bottle of Viper.
Yes, and a bottle of Viper.
Oh my god, so good. So, John, if you had to rate this movie on a scale between 6 and 666, where would you rate it?
Just for the sheer joy of the kills, the just shamelessness of the nature of the violence, I have to give it a 666, even though it probably doesn't deserve it. But I'm going to do it anyway because I don't give a shit, and I liked it. How about yourself?
I'm glad you asked. There's a lot of throwaway details, a lot of beige herrings, as I like to call them.
Beige herrings.
A bunch of complete nonsense and a bunch of self-indulgent knobbery, but it's all easy to overlook because the movie keeps delivering amazing, just wildly unexpected, top-notch kill scenes. So yeah, it's a 666. I wanted to give it a 6.6. That feels like that's the fair rating for this movie.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would ever be like, oh, you enjoy the exact same movies as me? Well, you should watch Sound of Violence, but you should temper your expectations because it doesn't totally make sense. That's not the rec. The rec is go watch Sound of Violence. It fucking slams.
Yeah, it's surprisingly ridiculous in a good way.
Yeah. So, easy 6.6. Woo! We did it.
Victory.
Yeah, we got most of a recording about that movie in.
So good.
Good! So, John, we're also going to revisit The Thing from Another World, 1951, and give that a rating from 6 to 6.66. Personally, I gave it a 6.66. If for no other reason than it's a absolute stud of a classic, and because it has the greatest put a human being on fire scene I've ever seen in any movie.
It really does. It's the fire scene is so fucking unhinged, and I just the premise is like, I mean, it's, people say that it's like some sort of a take on the Red Scare or whatever, but it doesn't really matter because like the whole monstrous vegetable concept is really cool, and it just has this weird feel to it. Like it exists in its own thing from another world universe, and I mean, I gave it a 6.66 as well.
Yeah,
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah,
I mean, it's an easy watch too. It's like it rewards, even though it's kind of boring at times. It rewards multiple viewings. Just if for no other reason, just watch the fire scene over and over again. Because it's so good. If you want to see a bunch of stunt guys or a bunch of actors and basically at the mercy of a film crew that has no fucking idea what they're doing and are like moments from burning to death. This is the movie for you because it's amazing.
Yeah. It's really like no one was like, yeah, that's how we want it to go.
Here's my plan. I'm going to pour fuel on everything and light it on fire. You guys react. Here's a mattress. Stay alive.
Yeah. Oh, so good. And I mean, there's a lot of great stuff. There's that little, like, veggie, like, the pulsating veggie garden.
Yeah.
And the electrocute scene where they keep replacing the guy with a smaller version of the thing. Like, it's great. And I mean, like you said, the premise, it's like, what if we got a bunch of, like, tall, panted white dudes to smoke cigarettes indoors? The movie.
Tall, panted white dudes. The pants in this movie are off the chain.
Oh, man. Like just a belt around the nipples.
So good.
Yeah. Pleats all the way up to your chin. It's good. All right, so that's our revisit. It's a great movie. It's a 666. Just throwing 666s around like
pleats to teats. Sorry.
Oh, damn it! It's right there. It's so good.
It's the 40s or the 50s or whatever when men went to pleats to teats.
Pleats to teats. Oh, man. Bumper sticker right there. Gentlemen, pleats to teats.
Oh, yeah.
So, next time we'll be revisiting Black Mountain Side, 3 words from 2014.
Nice.
I don't know what we'll say about it, but if you want to find out what we'll say about it, you can go back and listen to episode 6, where we talk about it for like 2 hours, and then listen to us 2 weeks from today when we talk about it for 2 minutes.
It's definitely worth a watch, especially if you're really into deer who stand up on 2 legs.
Yeah, it's like a cheesy commercial grade monster. I love it.
It's like a Geico commercial.
Yeah, but it's so good. It's so good, and every once in a while I think about that fucking like. The one where... we'll talk about that next time. I'm getting ahead of myself. John, other than the movie Sound of Violence, and other than The Thing from Another World, what kind of content / media have you been consuming that you would like our listeners to hear about?
Oh, I watched Hellboy, The Crooked Man, the latest Hellboy movie, the kind of like the small budget indie version of Hellboy with some guy I've never heard of playing Hellboy.
Oh.
It was like terrible but fun anyway. It had some cool set pieces. It was probably more like the comic than any of the movies except perhaps the first one. But the first one was a big budget. Del Toro had a lot more to play with. But for a piece of shit, I thought it was actually not bad.
Nice.
I watched Out of Darkness about a bunch of cave people who are being attacked by some sort of monster. It was terrible. I didn't like it. I know a lot of people did, but I thought it was horrible.
Damn, because that sounds amazing.
It's a great premise, and it's kind of cool how it plays out, but the movie itself, I didn't care for. I saw The Heretic, or whatever the fuck it's called, with Hugh Grant.
Oh, yeah.
And Sophie Thatcher, who was also in Yellow Jackets.
Nice.
It was okay. It was pretentious, but it meant to be sort of, but also it didn't. It was more of a horror movie than I thought it was going to be. Like it became more of a horror movie near the end than I was expecting, which was nice.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just going to be only the tedious, pompous British douchebag lecturing to Mormons about God, which just alone, that premise is like, oh wow, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, I will say that movie was real tiring. In order to get to the point where the movie was good at all, you had to get through a lot of listen to this old man have a conversation with two young women that you don't want to listen to.
Yeah, but the payoff was pretty good, and I did like that the girls both are not just like these waifish, like for most of the movie they're pretty timid, and then they kind of snap out of it at the end, which I appreciated. I mean, they actually gave them a little bit more dimension, which was nice. But I mean, it wasn't a great film, but it was definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
I saw a movie called Raging Grace about a Filipino woman who lives in England, and she's like a nanny or housekeeper, and she has her daughter, and she gets a job at this mansion, and it's mainly about kind of the immigrant experience, which obviously is kind of timely. It was okay. It wasn't bad. And then, of course, I forgot to mention this last time, but I watched, and then you watched as well, Abruptio.
Oh, yeah.
People in puppet costume movie crime horror, which is impossible to describe, but you need to see it if you haven't seen it, because, wow.
Yeah.
That movie is something else.
So I'll go ahead. It's like a spoiler alert, also a content warning. There's a scene in that movie where this puppet guy is feeding the latex naked bodies of women into a giant fan to chop up their bodies into chum, and it's real upsetting for what it is.
It is. And I mean, it's already just disturbing because the uncanny valley is pretty deep in this one.
Their eyes.
I mean, it's obviously, I mean, it's people with human costumes on, with like fake hair and fake skin texture and fake eyes that move, and like there's folds in the fingers when the hands bend and stuff because it's just a rubber suit. But it's so fucking creepy and just unnerving. It really works, and apparently there's a lot of famous people that did the voices. I didn't realize that. I know one of them was the harpist in Sound of Violence. So those were the movies I watched. We finished White Lotus, which I thought was a letdown. I didn't like the last episode. I thought it was just me, and then I read a bunch of stuff online, like on Threads. It just blew up with people that were like, okay, let's pick out the plot holes of the final episode. So apparently I wasn't the only one. But, I mean, it wasn't bad, but that season kicked so much ass, and then I just felt like the final episode just wasn't very cathartic. It should have been, but it wasn't. So that was kind of a letdown. Damn. I don't know. How about yourself?
Damn.
Would you witness?
Well, I want to connect those last two dots there because I thought that the ending of Abruptio was so tragically bad. It's like, don't make it be that.
Yeah, that's true. It suddenly turned into what was that Lucio Fulci movie with The Beyond? It was like the end of The Beyond.
Oh, yeah. Like, no.
What is this? Why is this happening?
No, not good. I also watched a movie on Shudder called The Rule of Jenny Penn. You've got your Jeffrey Rush as a New Zealand judge who has a stroke on the stand and then has to go live in a nursing home, where you have John Lithgow as a racist former custodian, now resident of the nursing home, who walks around with a puppet and is the bully of the nursing home, and you see how that gets to go down. It's more of a thriller than it is a horror. The puppet seems to only be there to be on the cover of the movie and act as a symbol of authority. But it's more of a thriller than a horror, but it's totally worth it if you want to watch old Jeffrey Rush and old John Lithgow be gross at each other.
Nice. Yeah, John Lithgow was great in Conclave. We watched Conclave a couple weeks ago. That was kick-ass.
I don't know what that is. Is that the one about the Pope?
Yeah, about Conclave. Yeah, the Pope dies, and it's the whole thing is the process of the conclave, but all this crazy shit comes out, and it's pretty awesome. I mean, the acting is fantastic, but the premise is great, and the payoff is fucking amazing.
Nice. Yeah, I remember there was like a week there where everyone was obsessed with conclaves because of that movie. They're like, oh, isn't the Catholic Church neato?
Who doesn't want some white smoke?
Oh, man. The Roman papacy has been a source of goodness throughout the whole world.
Bring me my cassock.
Why are the Swiss here?
Yeah, I just thought it was going to be like some...
It just caught up to me, sorry.
I thought it was just going to be like, a really boring drama about Pope shit.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's got some great stuff in it. It's pretty subversive too. It's fucking amazing.
Nice. Yeah, I hadn't watched it specifically for that same reason. I was like, oh yeah, a bunch of Pope shit? I don't care.
Yeah, I had told my wife I didn't want to watch it, and I had walked into the room, that day, and she was watching it, and it's one of those movies where I sit down and I'm like, so what's the deal here? And she's like, oh, the Pope just died. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what's going on with these guys? Oh, they're just trying to, they're having a conclave. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So why is he doing that? She's like, do you want me to just go back to the beginning? I'm like, yeah, just go back to the beginning. Yeah. And then we watched the whole movie, and it was kick fucking ass.
Nice. All right, I'll give it a try. I'll do it. You convinced me.
It's good.
Nice.
It's good.
I also watched The Monkey. It's the new Osgood Perkins film.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It stars Tatiana Maslany and Adam Scott and Elijah Wood, and it is dope.
I need to watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm super psyched.
I really like Osgood Perkins. I love that he's, taking these concepts and putting new, fun, extreme spins on them. It's looking good for them movies.
It's got like a kind of a Final Destination quality, it would appear. At least element to the kills.
Yes, it does. Yeah, like a fine cheese.
Like a murder sled.
Yeah. Yeah, it also, like, I thought it was, like, it's got, like, the same fucking monkey on it from the cover of Monkey Shines, and I was like, is this a revamp of Monkey Shines? But no, it's not.
No, it's not. And then some guy at work told me that, I like how I say some guy, like I don't know who he is. He just walked in and was like, hey, have you seen The Monkey? And I said, no, I thought it was a remake of Monkey Shines. And he said, no, but apparently they're remaking that. And then he just walked away and I never saw him again.
You take your car to Alvarez.
It's good.
Nice. Yeah. Surprisingly, it's less about an actual monkey than the movie Monkey Shines.
That's probably for the best, because that movie's terrible.
It really is. It's bad.
So bad.
And it's a little bit like that fucking, that Irish one we watched. I don't remember what it's called. You picked it. It's the Irish one where he has to, like, go babysit in a house and they chain him to the wall.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah.
How do I not remember this? That's terrifying.
Where it's got the little buddy that claps his little chamberines.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I know is that guy made Oddity, and that movie sucks.
How do you take a movie about a life-size creepy-ass doll and make it so fucking boring? Oh, I know.
Oh,
we'll make it be about this lady.
It's fucking worst.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, this is next level. Like, no, it's not next level. That movie sucks dick.
What if the primary point of tension in the movie is whether or not it was the guy outside the door?
It was so bad.
Yeah.
It's just like, where is this going? And then when it got there, it was just kind of like, I don't care about any of this. It's not scary. It's stupid. This movie sucks ass.
Yeah. Where's the little clapping bunny? I liked that guy.
Yeah, that movie was surprisingly good, and it had some really scary shit in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the one where she's like the mom body's in the like crawl space and it like peeks at her. Fuck yeah, top shit. Yeah, Oddity sucked, man.
Yeah, Oddity was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not excited about what he has coming next.
But I will say that would also make a great like memorabilia prop. Is that fucking doll from Oddity? And they could be like, cool, what's that from? And be like, no, don't worry about it. This isn't about because it's from a movie. It's because it's creepy on its own.
And yes, that's human skin.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anything else we need to touch on, John, before we let these nice people go back to their day-to-day lives, which they have kindly put on pause for the last hour to listen to us?
No, I can't think of anything else other than the next movie. But
whoa,
yeah, no, I can't think of.
Funny you should ask, John.
It's it's one that I've been wanting to do since the beginning of the show, and I happened to come across something related to it that reminded me, oh, I want to do that. Let's do that.
Ooh.
So I think I mentioned it a couple weeks back, but anyways, I am selecting the 2001 movie Dagon, based on the H.P. Lovecraft, the Innsmouth something or other.
The Shadow over Innsmouth?
Shadow over Innsmouth.
Fuck
yes,
yeah.
That's correct. Yes, about the weird frog people. 2001, made by Stuart Gordon. It is surprisingly good and still terrible at the same time, but man, I fucking love that movie. There's something about the atmosphere of that movie that is actually really creepy and captures the Lovecraft story pretty well. It's one of my favorite Lovecraft stories, and I'm reading a manga graphic novel that's even like one of those ones that's backwards.
Yeah.
Of the Shadow of Innsmouth, or Shadow of Innsmouth, or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a manga book, and the artwork is fantastic. It's really good. So like, yeah, that was another thing. I was reading that, so I was like, okay, I gotta do Dagon because I fucking love that movie. So yeah,
nice.
It's ridiculous, and it's got some really bad computer graphics that they use for one scene.
Yes.
Which they didn't really need to do, but I guess they figured the scope of the thing they were trying to depict was too big to, build out of foam. I know of a guy named Rodrigo Aragon in Brazil who might take issue with that, seeing as how he made a foam whale.
Oh my god, that foam whale! Oh, it's so good.
So fucking good. Oh man.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, Dagon should be fun.
So join us 2 weeks hence when we watch Dagon and revisit back Black Mountainside and tell you about our day and tell you about what's been going on in our previous days and pan for time as John tries to fix Josh's technical difficulties.
And have a good time piecing together whatever's left of this episode.
Oh, man.
And in the meantime, I'm sorry you all have to die.